What's going on, everyone? Moose here, Air Guns of Michigan, and today we are going to be checking out the LCS SK-19 in 25 caliber. Now, I reached out to LCS because I am trying to compete in as many shooting challenges as I can with air guns. And my local club has a steel target challenge where basically it's set up like what you would do with a handgun on steel targets at 30 yards or so, and it's all speed timed and competition. And I wanted to do it with an air gun, and they do allow rim fires and stuff like that up to 45 caliber. And I thought, I need to figure out the air gun that I can use that's semi-automatic, has enough power and enough sound to have the timer pick up the gun when it's being shot and things like that. And not that this is a loud gun, but it does enough report that the timer will pick it up, and we've tested that. So I did reach out to LCS and I asked them, hey, what do you guys think about having one of your guns put into the speed steel challenge? And they said that sounds really cool. So we're going to be taking this gun and shooting this speed steel in the next video that is going to be part of this. I'm going to actually take this to my range and shoot some steel and just see how fast I am at doing it. Now, it won't be on the actual field where we do the targets, only because those targets are put away during the week, but we do have another handgun range that has steel on it, and we're going to use this to demonstrate to you just how fast and how accurate this is. So I am looking to get an actual reflex sight, but I have some, but I don't have necessarily the one that I want. But I did find that this Monstrum 3x prism scope works really quite well as well. So having the magnification, I might run into a little bit of a problem, but we're still going to go out, we're still going to test it and have fun doing it. So I actually even thought about putting iron sights on it. The only problem is I'm not sure if this rail's long enough to really give iron sights a really fair shake. Could be, just don't know. But I can tell you that this gun is absolutely ridiculously amazing to tune. It is so simple and so easy that literally a caveman could do it. Really, it's that easy. It simply is adjusted by turning this power wheel back here either in for slower speeds or out for faster speeds. When I first got this gun, I was using the JSB Exact King 25 Diabolos. These are in the 25-39. And first shot I took over the chronograph was 980 feet per second. A little fast for a Diabolo pellet. Not that they can't fly at that, but just a little fast. So a few clicks on here, I think 4 clicks in so that it calmed the gun down. We're shooting right at like 917 to 920 feet per second. The standard deviation on this thing was really good for simply just having a power adjuster. The gun still cycles extremely well, and obviously, there's that, we want it to cycle. They do recommend, and I would say the same, not adjusting the regulator, even though there is a regulator adjustment. And I was trying to justify, well, if I turn it down a little and it's shooting just enough to get those pellets at that 920. The problem is that you need the air, the extra pressure to actuate the action. So this is semi-automatic. So if you take that away and you lower it, then you're going to start having actuation problems back here. The magazine won't advance. You could end up with pellets stacked on top of each other in your barrel, and nobody wants to ruin a perfectly good Lother-Walther barrel. So I am going to do a cleaning video on this. There's a lot of people out there that have done it. You know, it definitely takes a little bit of finesse to, not necessarily finesse, but it just takes a moment of relaxation to tighten the barrel so that the magazine still feeds, right? So we need to be careful that, you know, it's not too tight and it's certainly not too loose. I did, when I first took the barrel out to clean it, put it back in, and just like everybody said, you will get a poof of air in the face if it's not tight enough. And I found that out. So it's not a big deal. It's not harmful or anything. You're not going to lose a tooth or anything. But you definitely will learn how to, you know, do that with the gun. So the gun is amazing. It performs well. I think we're going to shoot some, you know, 25-yard, maybe 50-yard groups with the Monstrum as well, just to kind of give you guys an idea of the accuracy. We'll take a bag out and we'll do the best that we can, only running this. So, you know, and I don't know, maybe I'll even take a scope out with me and we'll pull that Monstrum off, put a scope on it, and then shoot it at 50 yards, and maybe even 100. This gun is absolutely capable of 100 yards, without a doubt. And we're going to be shooting the JSB Exact King 25s. So, with that being said, stay tuned. Range times right now. Hey, what's going on, everyone? Here we are out at the steel target range at our local gun club. I have the LCS SK-19 25 caliber. This is the gun that I'm gonna shoot steel target competition with, and we are shooting the JSB King 25.39 grain pellets. I just sighted it in at 25 yards, so hitting a steel target at 30 or so yards shouldn't be a big issue. This is not actually the course that we shoot those competitions at, but it is just a decent representation. So let me go ahead and set up the camera so that you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's see here, and see the steel down there. You can see we've got 5 large steel plates there. We've got 4 little ones in the middle and 5 over here, and then we have a body scenario over there. So let's go ahead and grab up this SK-19 and try to get on camera here. I think this ought to do us, and we're gonna put her on semi-automatic and fire and just see how we do. There we go. There we go. So let's go ahead and reload it, and I'm gonna actually call it safe for a minute. The gun is on safe. Both the safeties are engaged, and it's unloaded. I'm gonna walk down to put these steel targets back up. And we're gonna see how fast we can shoot them on this next run. So just bear with me a second here while I reload the SK-19. And what a riot shooting steel. I think it's gonna be a fun gun for sure to compete with these guys that are using powder burners on these steel target challenges, and I think it's going to be a riot to compete. Trying to bring more awareness to the air gun or to the powder burner side, I guess, that air guns are absolutely capable of competing and competing in these challenges the same as any other firearm per se. So this is at a private sportsman's club, so we are absolutely 100% safe. They actually call this range the pit because it is actually lower in the ground. It's actually literally a pit that has been dug out for doing this. We have high berms on all sides, makes it very safe for shooting like this. Oh, got a pellet I can't get in my fingers. There we go. So, what a cool thing to do. So let's go ahead and put her back on semi and turn the safety off, and let's see here. There we go. So there you have it, the LCS SK-19. This gun was sent to me by LCS to compete with, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think that this gun is absolutely 100% capable of doing all of this. It's got enough report that it'll actually pick up by the stopwatch, so they'll actually be able to judge my time and things like that. But stay tuned, because we're going to come up with the conclusion video next, so stick around. Alright, so we're back. We are back at the shop here, and let me just say, as you guys could see in that video, this gun just performed outstanding. I didn't really put any of the target groups up. I did zero it at 25 yards, which is no great accomplishment. I just want to be clear on that. But the Monstrum prism scope held up extremely well to, you know, shooting as far as consistency and accuracy. And then we got out to the steel targets, and man, what an absolute riot. Actually, after I shut the camera off, I thought about just stopping, but I was having so much fun that I actually burned through about, I don't know, I'd say 10 magazines out of this gun. And let me just tell you this, I did not have one issue. Not one. Not a stutter, a misfeed, and anything. I did not shoot it full auto just because it's not allowed at our club. But I did shoot full auto at another property, and it is just absolutely a dream. Everything on this gun is just super smooth. It worked so well. It's very lightweight as far as, you know, what you would consider an air gun. It balances incredibly well. It was super fast to shoot the targets. Like I said, I had no issues whatsoever. I am going to be bringing you guys a video over the winter on how to disassemble this gun and re-O-ring it if you so need. I figured that would be a decent video to put out. But, you know, the Monstrum held up really well. I really want to talk about the Monstrum for a second, because I wasn't really sure what I thought about the prism scope and if it was going to be okay or acceptable. The nice thing about this is it's an etched reticle, so even though it's illuminated, if the illumination's off, you still have a black circle with a black dot. So not to worry if, you know, if you don't have a battery, or your battery goes dead, or you forget to turn it off and it just drains the battery, you still have that reticle to look at. So performed outstanding. I wasn't sure how I was going to like it as far as like shooting speed and steel, but the more I got comfortable with the gun and just kind of, you know, going through, I mean, I was whacking and stacking targets. I mean, honestly, this thing just absolutely blew me away. Like I said, the cool thing about this for doing the speed steel is it has enough report that it'll actually set off the timer. So the timer can pick up that noise and calculate. So if you're into steel and precision and PRS, or not PRS, but action pistol, things like that, then you understand what I'm talking about. So, but really cool, rings the steel well. I even shot some steel at 50 yards on the other range, which you guys have seen me shoot before. I hit the steel at 100, simply just using this and just using the 2 or 3 MOA to hold over. And the gun had no problem reaching out to those distances pretty darn consistently. You know, it's not topped with an optic to shoot precision at 100 yards. But for this scope, at 3 times magnification and a prism, it did outstanding. So once again, you know, I did not change any of my regulator settings. The only thing I did was tune the wheel back here to get the JSB King 25 grains to fly at about 915 to 920 feet per second. Standard deviation on this gun when I ran it through the chronograph again was 2.6. So that's pretty good. That's actually really good. Yeah, so you're gonna see this gun more and more. You know, like I said, it's a blast to shoot. Honestly, I think everybody needs to own one. They're just so much fun to shoot, and especially in the full auto. That's just a riot to pull the trigger and have fun. Yeah, so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and till next time, I'm Moose. This is Air Guns of Michigan. Be good to each other, and God bless.